Greetings, wonderful creatures of this beautiful, amazing planet Earth. How's it going? Yeah. I hope you're having a super amazing, superb, beautiful day like I do. Vibes are absolutely amazing in the air. Yeah. The heat is on. Yeah, absolutely. I hope that you're staying hydrated, that your tune is playing on the radio or on your headphones or in your head actually, like you're blasting it. Yeah, so wonderful, absolutely. um I'm just checking in, to see how is that you doing. Yeah, not much here to say, just to greet you. Yeah, I've seen, yeah, more and more aware I'm becoming of, like, things going on around. And as we already talked about it, yes, uh, things are falling off, in terms of, also this gets very personal, people losing their loved ones also here and there, but again, even if the situation is like that sad, or what warms my heart actually, that people actually say, that someone is happy on the other side, and that they'll be there, and still the positivity in all this, and not seeing the struggle and actually letting it go, because it's very hard thing to do, but not impossible. And once we learn these hard things, everything gets easier, absolutely, in ways, again, that are hard to describe, because letting go of something, that, yeah. Well, this video is not about these kind of things, but it just went that way, because I cannot help it, but being aware of, because it is happening, and we should not ignore it. It's a fact that it is. So yeah, as you can see, my mustache is growing. It's so funny, but somehow I'm like, yeah, why not? Sure, it's anything. Like, I really don't mind, and it's not my style, I would say. But hey, like, it's like I'm seeing only that, and then I'm judging it. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, whatever. Sure, it's like go with the flow. And as I said, in the videos, like back then when I did it the first time, it's like I walk in a house and I look like to the mirror and I see, like, what? What is this guy doing? And it's funny for me, and like I forget it because I never had it before. I always completely shave, and like that's it. And then I go in store and I see the look on people. They look like they don't look in your eyes or something. They looked at the mustache and you get the laugh. Like, and it's became, for me, like, yeah, sure. If it makes you laugh, like I leave it. And then everyone asks, like, Eric, but like, it's like, you don't mind if I ask, like, what is this? It's like, yeah, right. I'm so grateful. Yeah. So yeah, it is what it is, actually, and it's just a reflection. So imagine we shut down, like, all the light, incoming. You don't see nothing, like, absolutely. So there is light, and that's actually what makes everything visible. But again, it reflects it. So the light hits it, and then it becomes visible, like it comes to life, to physical reality that you're perceiving through eyes. I'm not so sure how much did we talk about this. It's like, how do you perceive light? It's pretty incredible, like throughout the eyes, iris, like, and how this works. and then it shoots the image inside. You get two separate images, like 1 and 2, like two TV screens, imagine, separate ones. Yeah, so 1 and 1. And they're beamed in the head, but upside down, yeah? And your brain turns it into something that you are familiar with, all right? I mean, you learn things, to perceive them as they are, but let's say if you learn that color green is red, like you know it like that from the beginning, what color it is? Yeah, think about it. So, pretty crazy. And that's how you, like, never mind, like, I'm not gonna get into these kind of things, but what? Absolutely. Yeah, welcome to reality. Yeah, so, absolutely wonderful. And your brain thingaling, connects and it makes you one image out of this. You get a full screen experience. Like, try, like, see how much you see and see how much you see, and then, try to gather, like, what? Like, I know that this is, like, funny to play with, but have you ever wondered, like, vision, television, what? Like, vision, television. It's like telecommunication, telepathic communication. Like, never mind. I'm not gonna dive into these kind of things because, yeah, why? Why bother you? I'm here to just, like, check on you and see how is this wonderful day unfolding. I hope, like, super amazing. Like, I just came back from vet because one of my doggies, like, he has a health issue. Like, something is going on for a while, but he's recovering. And it's a very long process. Goes, like, requires a lot. It has changed a lot in terms of behavioral patterns, like us and everything about it. Like his character, our character, like, yeah. And he's getting better, like, in so many ways, and it makes us happy. And there are, like, no words to describe, like, this is what I was saying, that let's say you have a headache, like migraine, that goes, like, wow. When it goes away, nothing. Like, you don't care anymore. Like, whatever. Yeah, well, this stayed with me, the changes that he's going through, and I appreciate it in ways that are beyond. Again, like, and this is what I'm saying, little things, okay? Like, breathing, your heart is beating. I'm so grateful that I can inhale as much air as I want. I'm not charged for it, like, and exhaling it to everyone's face, like eating a lot of garlic and just, I mean, not doing that, that's like, that's not nice doing, However, there are people doing that, Or let's say, you want to hear something funny? All right, so a friend of mine told me this, like, if you want to up the game in terms of, like, you feel confident, yeah? You think you mastered your confidence? All right, so here it goes. Whenever you go to work or something, or, serious meeting and stuff, one-on-one, we're talking about, all right, face-to-face, you and me, blow a quiet fart and keep looking in the eyes. Like, do not, like, non-reaction, like, play it, nothing happened, non-reaction to it. Just ignore fully and look the other person in the eye, like, while all this is happening. It's ridiculous, but it's, I'm not blowing a fart right now, but it's pretty, this makes me laugh every single time, when I'm in the situation, like, this is like, I don't know what to do. I think about, like, this kind of thing, and it's like, it ups the game. However, I have experience on this, but in terms of, like, something what I was shocked, actually, what happened to me, but it's not appropriate that I share this because, someone might get offended, and that's not my intention, all right? But, like, what? I was like, all right, yeah, sure. It's like, never mind. So, yes, lovely creatures. Take care of yourselves. Regulate yourselves. Alrighty. Find the bangers that are, giving you the moves. Jump up and down. It's like you don't have to go for a run. All right. So you just have to get it out from your body. But again, like, because you need some, mind things, something about you, but you think a little bit, right? We said, the scale. You're a little bit thinking, a little bit doing, yes, a little bit chilling, and then absolutely like enjoying, like, not, this has nothing to do with chilling, like you let it land. And you did the work and everything. Yeah. You just like lay back and yeah, that's that. Alrighty? How wonderful. Absolutely. Yes. And this is how things are unfolding. Whenever you are doubting it, look up. You'll see miracles. Because, yeah, we talked about sun and, limitless light, that it's for everyone and within everyone. However dark it might look and however everything passes, like, think about it like as a, I don't know, it's like, look at the waves, how waves are going, or like one drop of water into the water. So as it goes inside, like, it's like makes these waves that are actually expanding, and how calming, like nothing. Yet, however, like there is, people who struggle to switch off due to certain things, and yeah, but nothing is impossible. You can, maybe, like, practice makes the master. This is what, like, we talked about techniques, breathings, like breathe, 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 breathe. Like this, you can regulate it. But again, most likely in the near future, I'll do different methods of breathings. Because, like, inhale, exhale, yeah, deep breaths. And then you can inhale, like, fill your stomach down so it goes up to your lungs. And then in the air, like, to your head, until you don't feel, like, lightheaded, but hold, like, up, 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 up. Imagine, like, you lift it up here and long exhale, like, until the end, and then get back to normal breathing, like, this puts you in a straight place here and now, right? Let's say whenever your brain is wandering, or like you're not present because I'm focused on so many things, I have so many tasks to do, and the goes all the ways. Yeah, well, you can focus your breathing right here, like, whenever you feel it's wandering. So with attention, eyes, like, you narrow it here, and this can actually help in ways. But again, you practice this kind of things, or you look in the candle, we said, or just nothing, close your eyes. But whenever you close your eyes, like, if you're used to wandering a lot, you might say, like, this is what I do, and this is like, that's like trying to get, like, dog off leash. Yeah, like, hey, come here. Yeah, sure. The more you chase it, the more it goes. So good luck. And then how? So this is like, we need to figure out the way. So you, like, I give you food, and then you come to me back, right? And then, yeah, this is again food, like breathing. The thoughts, like, what are you gonna do about it? Like, if it drives you nuts, well, transfer them, to a piece of paper. As I said, like, you can create an invisible. All right, so I have both hands now. It's so amazing. Like, all right, so there you go. So the invisible ball that you're creating here, you can start with like this, or like separate hands like this slowly, and then take them apart, like, slowly, yeah. And you will feel here, and focus your attention, like, in the middle. All right, and now focus the thing. Imagine that something is growing here. So think there whatever you want thinking, or whatever you no longer want, because it's no longer serving you or whatever, all right? And think it in this ball, right? And then at the end, like release it, like push it, like you can make it here like narrow and blow it away. You can say, with this breath or thought I release. And then from the ends, from like, like this. So you don't want nothing like that it stands here. You remember chakras and all the stuff that we said, fingers, the whole alignment and the thing. Absolutely magical what you can do with these things, and you are the one witnessing it. And when your subconscious mind witnesses these kind of things change. Yes. And this is hard to believe in because you are always watching. Exactly. You are the witness to it all. I mean, everyone else is, but for their story. So let's say if you achieve something that was impossible, everyone wants to know how you did it. Once you tell them, they're like, wait, what? Like, no way. And no worries. They say, oh, no, it can't be. Give it time. Other people will do it. And they ask them, so how did you do it? And they say exactly the same thing. It's like, no way. Like, maybe this really actually works. All right. And give it more time. Yeah. Like, give it another year or something. Did it like, let's say 100,000 people did this. How did you do it? Well, this is the way. And at one point it clicks. Absolutely. This is what I'm saying, that, it's like, say, parents, grandmas, grandpas, it's like, in terms of technology, I cannot, not good, all the opinions, and out of comfort zone, like, this is so much to dislike, Xing it until, like, you can exit forever, and the more you exit, it comes back, like, and that can trigger you, that can put you in that state. Never mind, if it makes you happy, makes me happy, that you are happy, and happy is good. See, never mind. It might not be something that, it's to my preference, but is nothing to be disliked. Like, why? Because you're not accepting it as it is. Woo-hoo. So there comes, accept everything as it is, Thank you for teaching me a lesson. Thank you for showing me where I have to work on myself. Thank you for, showing me where I have to heal, where I have to do closures, where I have to, doesn't matter. Like, even if after all this, let's say, you got your lesson, you got, everything, you thought what you need to do and you did it and it's not serving you the way you expected. Well, what did you expect, first of all? But second thing is, that's fine. Where's the lesson there? And don't be hard on yourself. Just like, yeah, sure, let it again. It's okay. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. Yeah. And you will see, like, sleep on it, day or two, it's like, again, get into, I'm not so sure what is that, floats your boat in terms of doing stuff. Do what you like doing. Do what elevates you. All right? And these are not always the shortcuts. So it's always the easiest to go and buy the thing that you want to take you out from certain states. That's like, let's say you go and buy the tomato in a shop. Try growing your own. It'll make you proud, So through growth, through flowering, through producing, and then when you taste it, it's all like, oh my God, it's the best tasting tomato ever. It's because you grew it. No one else can do it for you like how you can do it for yourself. This is like, it doesn't matter if it's a flower, if it's a tree, if it's anything that you do. Only you can. And everything is like that. Yeah. And that's how individual you are, again, like, in ways. Others will say, oh, no, you need to do this, you need to that, you need to like this, you need to... Yeah, sure, that's what you think, right? Because it's not to your preference, and it's not something that you are looking for at the moment. But hey, like, once you start arguing and convincing, there goes your energy. It's, like circling, you're trying to help and make someone understand, but they have a different opinion about it, and the longer you go, the more juice is sucked out from you. And then you go like, it's in your mind, and you might have left a, how you say, a wrong impression, something that was not to your preference with the other person, just because, yeah, absolutely. How's your day going? Absolutely wonderful. So, yeah, all this aside, yeah, it's good times are here. As you can see, things are getting absolutely great. And truth rising, this is the, I would say, peak of humanity, in terms of like understanding, in terms of, and a lot of people are not aware of this. It's okay, no worries, but whenever something is happening, like, be aware that you do not have to be consumed by it. Like, that once you consumed. If I push you, like, because I want to fight, I expect you that you get up and fight. You see? Once you do that, you're exactly where I wanted you to be. However, that might not be to your preference. And then look around. Yesterday, when I went swimming, there was like a lot of children. It was like, playing on the beach with parents and elderly people. Yeah, I love this because, Mondays be like, they enjoy the day, actually. And it's so wonderful to see, children learning to swim, the play, the energy. And when I was getting back from paddling, two older, so one was, let's say, it doesn't matter like age, two men, yeah, arguing about a spot that it's no one's spot, and it bothered someone that he left some stuff there, because he's a dad with 3 children. And you should see the aggression, like, in between, like, I'm right, but both of them, like, yeah, sure, but look around, It's like children. I mean, what example you're leaving here, it's like, hello. And you should see the women, also getting like scared, and, it's like, and looking and what impression, and why is he doing it? Why, all the weirdness that it's created within this. However, like within 2-3 minutes, it chilled. All right. I just observed. You do not have to interfere these kind of things. Like, do not feed it. All right. So in terms of, if the things would escalate, most likely I would step in terms of like, like just to say hello. Like, I think you go have a lunch, all right, and go for a swim. Both of them, they had wives with them. No, so one had only the kids, like 3 little children, and the other one had a wife, but she walked away because she couldn't even look at what's happening. And the dude was probably like, hungry, and, it was like so sunny, and like, I'm like, everything. And that's how easily it gets like, no, you don't need that. Why? Is it to your preference? If it is, like, go boxing, all right? Go do it. Go in the ring, stand with someone, like stand with professional kickboxers, yeah? I used to train in karate, all right? I went to like brown belt. It doesn't matter, yeah? So I was doing really, really, really well. And I was green belt? Never mind. So, and I went to competition, so because I was good, yeah? So, and they put me to fight a female, all right? She was black belt. I was like, we got her gear on, right? And, now it's the thing. Like, I had in my mind, like, I can't, like, Eric, you cannot do this. Like, however, like, started, here and there, like, she kicked me, like, with, like, her foot. Like, I was immediately on the floor. That was it. Like, 1 second, like, it's like, whew, it's the strongest kick that I ever can remember. Like, what? Absolutely, like, yeah, I don't know her name, unfortunately. I would greet her, like, it's amazing. And if you feel cocky, yeah, well, go and release it. There is someone, who can spank you real good, the way like you deserve it or you want it or you like it, that it's to your preference, And it might be a female, so never underestimate anyone and their skills, all right? Have you ever heard never judge the book by its cover? Yeah. I'm thinking like, I'm reading a lot and you buy these covers, just for the book and everyone looks at it, like they start laughing, like look at this guy, what is he reading? And you read the most interesting stuff in life. You see how easy it is to play with things. All right, so absolutely amazing. So in this, I can relate and I can add something else even better, in my opinion. So if you stay this long, so why not? Let's talk a bit more. So if you want to hear something funny, of course, let me just never mind. Let me have a sip of water. It's sunshine. So here it goes. On my previous work that I used to do, so when we started, so there still is a lot of, people working there. Work is very simple, it's like, never mind. So I do not want to get into it. What is it? How it is? And we had, because I'm not part of it anymore, 98 nationalities, within this company. And in the beginning, I used to work with certain guys, girls, and, I started there with my wife at the same time. And most of the people knew us like brother and sister, right? Like, because we are like looking alike and yeah, sure. I mean, that's what people think. And, the thing is that we are together 19 years. And with this, behavioral patterns and you grow together in ways like it's hard to describe, right? Because what you thought you knew changes completely in ways that, yeah. So, and imagine like leveling up within this time frame. Well, what happened in these years, situations, like almost everything that you could ever imagine, but what is yet to come? The best part of it. So, never mind, to put that aside. It's not relevant, just to understand, a little bit, like, like how is what is. And yeah, I met a friend there, and we said that, he's my brother, right? So, and people were always curious and, high energy vibes from us. And, we were always, and throughout like our communication, things are like, who's this? Who's that? Is there, like, for me, it was obvious, like, it's my, girlfriend, wife, like, it's like, but there's a sister and stuff. And then, I kissed her at work. And then people start like, well, like, he's kissing sister in the mouth, it's like, Eric, like, can I ask you, like, what is going on? Like, I said, yeah, but I can tell you, but this stays only between you and me, all right? So please don't tell anyone. So in our family, right, it's normal that, like, brother, sister, doesn't matter, like, we kiss like that, and it's okay. You should see the look, like, how uncomfortable, but yet, like, they believe you and stuff like that. Yeah, sure, absolutely. And then please don't say it to anyone. Okay, yeah. So give it a week or two, right? Random people like looking at you like, look at this guy, And then, about my brother, so my friend, right? I said that, occasionally we are having a thing because that's absolutely fine, But how is that, It's like, what, in this within family? Yeah, it's a very open relationship, modern era. And we know about each other, but, it's like whatever floats your boat. And then when they ask, her, like, she's also okay with it. You should see the confusion, it is like people are getting like, what is happening? Exactly, what is happening? You see, if I tell you, like, don't tell it, like, don't tell it. Like, and you can play a game, like, if you don't have to become honest immediately. say a thing that, can test someone. And you will see if it comes back. Yeah, well, because people you think you can trust, they'll, I'm not gonna get into this. Trustworthy and, yeah, sure, absolutely. The only person you can trust is you. And only you, yourself. Others, they might always let you down, or never, or however. You expect, because I'm honest, you should be honest too. Well, that's what you think. Exactly. So, yeah. And with this is all my personal experience again. I used to say, things that, I trust people. And I still do. I have faith in stuff, all right? But I have my limits, like my borders. Yeah, sure, whatever. And, there is no more crossing over that. So, and it wasn't easy to come to this point because it's required a lot. I mean, a lot. A lot of change of character, a lot of pain, a lot of hard times. When I got hurt over and over and over and over again in ways I'm having difficulties finding words to describe. Yeah, well, you see, that's what brought me up to this point. And you can only trust yourself, only. Yet, this and that, yeah, sure. And this is what I'm encouraging you to do. If you have the feeling that something is, look into it. I'm not saying it's 100% will be like that, but your feelings are trying to tell you something, like your body. And whenever we said, earlier, I maybe wandered off a subject a little bit, as I always do, but it's flow. I'm not strict with whatever is meant to go, it will go. And I trust it because it's meant for you as it is. I don't prepare the readings and stuff, I do them, all right? I get ready to get, inspired and yeah. But again, I just tune into it and it comes. And I look at it and I, how can I make this nicer? That resonates more. And that leaves the seed inside, seed of hope, seed of light, seed of, beauty, of different. Yeah. So, back to, whenever you're consumed by your mind, we said breathing and, focusing your attention. So you need to come back to the body, here and now. All right. So vagus nerve, have you heard about, tapping things? Have a look into vagus nerve, what it is and, very useful again. And, jumping in place and, clapping your hands and I'm here, I'm now, it's And whenever you put cream on your face or whatever, this, your blood cells will flow here quicker and it will open up the pores and it will absorb it way faster, deeper actually, so it stays more hydrated. So, or you can put it here and tapping on a hand. Why is that? It's wait, what? Yeah, really? Yeah, sure. Look up. Yeah, beautiful. All right, so we are at 34 minutes. Absolutely unbelievable. I can keep going, but I think for now it was enough because we wandered here and there. We had fun. That's the most important thing. Yeah, and this tripod thing, I love it because finally, wow, I'm beaming wonderful energy, creating absolutely beautiful energy that I'll beam towards you. Oh, yes. Ooh. If you want to receive it, just say, I allow to receive this wonderful energy. And then whenever you want to receive it, inhale. but with open hands. So like this, and a lot. Yeah. So let's try it. This works also like crazy. Telecommunication, like woohoo. It doesn't matter when. It works all the time. Whew. All right. All right. Ooh. Like tingling is just. Ooh. Wow. Off we go. Huh? How was that for the end? So you have the most wonderful day, and you know what? Forever and ever.